Saw Bobby Ryan earlier. We see Kyle Turris bought out in Nashville or waived in Nashville, and now he lands with the Edmonton Oilers. And that's what I want to ask you about Cassie Campbell-Pascal. Give us a sense of what you think this move means, because Kyle Turris probably has a bit of a chip on his shoulder. Things did not work out in Nashville for him. He signed that big deal, and now he gets sort of a second chance in Edmonton.
Well, another motivated player, too, with good term, 2 years. That's something that the Edmonton Oilers definitely have to think about with some of their big signings up top. Of course, the long-term deals that they have with Draisaitl and Connor McDavid. But listen, this just gives the Oilers options. You could say Kyle Turris fits that third-line center for sure, but he can also play second-line center still, in my opinion, which allows them to put McDavid and Draisaitl back together if need be during games and put Ryan Nugent-Hopkins at center. It also allows Kyle Turris for them to keep Ryan Nugent-Hopkins on the wing, which has been something that I think he's been successful at over the last couple of years as well. But he can penalty kill, he's good defensively, decent on face-offs, and again, to me, just a motivated guy that's trying to prove the Nashville Predators wrong, and you can never go wrong with a motivated guy.
2 years at a total of $3.3 million, so really maybe a steal here for Ken Holland.
Well, when you get bought out, obviously money isn't the issue so much. You're looking at where's the landing spot, and you're looking for something better than you just were in. You look at Barry in Toronto. It wasn't a good fit, had a few hiccups here and there. For the same thing with Turris. He had a great run in Ottawa. The people in Ottawa, on and off the ice, just magnificent. People were so sorry to see him go. He went to Nashville, and it just wasn't a good fit. He couldn't find traction there, never felt like comfortable and on his game. And now he gets to choose the place he's going. He's going to an incredible offensively gifted hockey team, and he gets to sit after those guys. And it was like when Eric Lindros came to Philadelphia. Rod Brind'Amour was the #1 centerman, and when Eric Lindros came in, Brind'Amour dropped down the lineup to the #2 spot, and everyone's like, he's going to be upset. Well, Eric took on all the heavy checking. Rod was playing against subpar people to what his line was running on, and he was putting up great numbers. So for a guy like Turris, when everyone's going to be focusing on those other guys and those key people, he's going to be able to come up and do some damage. I think it's a real good fit for Kyle Turris.
Seems like a really shrewd move, a good move for Turris, and good move, obviously, for the Edmonton Oilers. Your take, Mike?
I think the Turris move's great, but I just wanted to make a comment on the Puljujarvi thing with Kenny Holland. That's why he's a Hall of Fame general manager. There's nobody in the hockey world that didn't have this kid within a pick of that where they drafted him to the Oilers. And the patience that he showed, now he gets back. We saw at the draft the other day, Elias Anderson, the 7th pick overall, goes for a 60th pick. The last thing you want in the world was a guy that you picked in your top 7 picks going back and making you look bad for nothing. I think this is a great move from them to give him an opportunity to remain an Oiler. And another player that I think they're really high on keeping back, I know that Draisaitl loves him, is Tyler Ennis.
Oh, interesting. Cassie?
One thing, too, just to add, and I know Kyle Turris' time at the end in Arizona wasn't the best, the Phoenix Coyotes back at that time, but Dave Tippett was there his last year in Arizona, which was then Phoenix. So there is some familiarity there, and I know it didn't end on necessarily the greatest of terms with the organization, but still a guy that the coach a little bit, you've played under him, he knows the players, so that's another reason why this might be a good fit as well.
That is a really good point. Yes, Tippett familiar with him, and just like we talked about the familiarity earlier in the day, it helps a GM to feel comfortable.